Good evening, world. This is DJ Sbu, and welcome to DJ Sbu TV. It's another Friday night, and would like to welcome you to the show. I'm quite excited today because the person I'm speaking to, my guest, I've actually had a chat with her before on the radio show, but the chat we had was a few years ago. So I'm very excited that we're going to be catching up because a lot of people get to achieve things over the years. Who am I going to be speaking to today? Well, tonight we're going to be speaking to a mother. She's a blogger. She's a podcaster. She's an entrepreneur. And what is she not? Because she's doing a lot of things. She's also a model. And I'm very excited, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Olwethu Leshabane. It's Mrs. Olwethu Leshabane. Yes, I want to say the name correctly. Welcome to DJ Sbu TV.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
It's good to have you back. I'm blessed. It's been quite some time. You can hear me well, right?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah. How has the lockdown been with the kids, with the hubby, locked in? Now it's a little bit better, but how was it on the first few weeks of the lockdown?
Well, we went into lockdown or social distancing as soon as the president declared social distancing. I think that was the 16th of March. So we went straight into social distancing then and kept the kids out of school. So we've essentially, I think, been on lockdown for about 100 days now. So it's been quite and pretty hectic. Yeah, but I think it's just taking it one day at a time at this point. And I won't lie, my kids have done pretty good considering the removal and like immediate uprooting of uprooting them from friendship, from family, from school. But they've handled it pretty well, I think.
I think my daughter has handled it pretty well as well. The interesting thing now is they're studying from home. How are your kids? Are they back at school? Are they studying from home? Are they keeping up with studying from home? Are they frustrated?
So they are studying from home, and so what we've had to do now is get them a tutor. So they've got a tutor.
Oh, okay.
That comes a few days a week. But yeah, I mean, they've been studying from home. It's been hectic because there's the communication and an inundated communication from school, managing that, and then managing the school day, and then managing your own workload. So it's been pretty intense. There have been times where I'm just like, I actually don't feel like doing this. And I think I just lean into that. And we've taken a lot of the days where we felt like, okay, we can't do the schooling thing. What do you guys want to do? You want to go play outside? Go play outside.
Yeah. And how's your husband been? Has he been supportive in the house? Have you guys had any tension? Because I do know a lot of people have been saying, the relationship between the father, yourself, and the kids, just the tension, etc. Because I know that's very normal, right?
It is normal, but I think my husband and I are pretty much like we're besties. So
okay.
We're besties. So
okay.
Before being a couple, we are best friends. So I think there have been more times when we've tried to sneak away, lock our bedroom door, and social distance ourselves from the children, more than the tension between the two of us. And the tensions will be more of, because we're stuck in this house with all of us just being us, they are two mum. So the tensions are there. He's like, baby, man, no, it's your turn to go get coffee now. No, I didn't you. So it's been more of that than the actual just tension all around. He's a great guy, very hands-on father, very hands-on when it comes to the kids' school, because he's pretty much a nerd. So he's very much into they need to stay on par when it comes to schooling, because we can forego a lot of things, but not the kids being behind on schooling. So it's been pretty hectic when there's days where I'm just like, I can't do this. So he just pulls his weight and gets on with it and helps pull the kids through the day. But yeah, I think he would say, if he was in this interview, oh yeah, two as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're hanging out with Mrs. Olwethu Leshabane. She's joining us on DJ Sbu TV tonight. We've got a WhatsApp line which you can get in touch with us on. Now, WhatsApp line is pretty much for hustlers as well. We've got a marketplace there where you can access products, services, and brands of other entrepreneurs. Some of you guys who do follow my social media platforms, you know that every Saturday, I retweet black-owned businesses with the hashtag DJ Sbu. That's hashtag DJ Sbu. You've got a business to promote. You've got a product that you're selling. We've got a marketplace right here on DJ Sbu TV. In case it's your first time being on this platform, this is our second episode. Last week we had Dr. Eddie Corner Jr. from the US, who is a university professor, a doctor, has written 10 best-selling books and an entrepreneur. And tonight we are also hanging out with another entrepreneur who is pretty much the future. Reason why I say she is the future, because she is a new generation of entrepreneurs that are really killing it online, killing it digitally. It is Mrs. Olwethu Leshabane. Now, let me tell you the number that you guys can access our marketplace on our WhatsApp. You can also send us videos. You can send us questions for her, and I'll gladly ask her those questions a little bit later on in the show. Now, our WhatsApp line is 068 05, is it 052 or 053? Guys, bear with me. It's still a brand new show. I'm still getting used to the numbers. I think it's 052, yes. So 068 and then 052 3435. It's 068 052 3435. I'll say it for the last time. 068 052 3435. Now let's get into the crux of the interview. For people who do not know who Mrs. Olwethu Leshabane is, who are you? What is your story?
Well, I am a mom, wife. I'm, like you said, digital entrepreneur. I think I happened to share my life on a blog, and it got picked up so much by media, and it got picked up so much by the mainstream media, that I really thought to myself, if more women resonate with this, let me keep creating this content. And it happened to be around the same time there was this digital revolution happening. I was also in the digital marketing space. And I realized that content can actually be monetized. And this is how I found myself as a digital entrepreneur. I've been in an agency before and been in the digital marketing agency space before. But where I found a home for myself was creating content and monetizing content, and also finding avenue streams within the digital space in which one can find ownership in and be able to own their content. And I think, and that stems mostly from looking for the things and looking for the content that I yearn for.
A lot of people have been trying to figure out a way on how to monetize their presence online. I mean, how did you figure it out? And I'm sure this is a couple of years ago, right?
Yes, I mean, I started off in 2013, but I mean, so I caught on to social media late. Blogging, I caught on to blogging via Tumblr all the way in 2013. I used to blog on Tumblr before my own blog became a thing. I think that was about 2015.
Yeah.
But for me, I was looking for young mom content. I was looking for tips, tricks. How do I navigate this thing? Surely, there's somebody out there that's going through what I'm going through in an authentic African way. And I struggled to find that kind of content. So I went and I created it. And I said, okay, well, this is my experience. This is what I've been through. These are my struggles. And I found that so many women then started sharing their story, sharing their truth. And then brands started approaching me saying, hey, how about we work on this together? How about we partner with you on this? Because you seem to have a captive audience. And that's really how I started. It's only later that I realized this can actually be a business, other than being something that is a side hustle from the mainstream media.
And I get that, because a lot of people, they sort of find it difficult. Like, do I focus on growing my community, and what are some of the things I should do? People forget that you should just be yourself online. You should just focus on sharing your passion somehow, some way. If you're consistent at it, even if it takes you over a year or 2 or 3, at some point it's going to connect with the right audience, people who think like you or people who are going through similar things, and they'll connect, and that's how your community will grow. I'm sure that's how yours grew, right?
Absolutely. It was through authentic experiences and conversations that I had that I started growing a community, that people gravitate towards you, people follow you, not because you have something, I don't want to say special is not the word, but not because you have the most amazing pictures or and pictures do add value later on, but you need to find your voice first. The core of it all is finding your voice. When you find your voice and you creating authentic experiences and you're just authentically yourself and you're sharing who you are, and you're just being vulnerable without feeling as if this vulnerability is ripping you apart. You need to be vulnerable and own your story. Then the beautiful pictures are an add-on. The aesthetic of it all is literally just the 2% and the cream on top. But be authentic. And the thing with authenticity and being the real you is that you never have to put on a show. You never have to be something you're not to be able to connect with you. It's easy for people to catch you out if you're not authentic and not the real you. And I put that out, and people fortunately received it well, and I've built a beautiful community of not just mothers but women that connected, women from young ages, middle ages, older ages. That's it. I really connect with you, and I mean I love it. I love the community that we have on social media.
I was having a chat with one of our friends at Massive Metro, Chef and Tea. I was actually I was aware when she started her social media platform as a chef. And she built a community for quite some time, and at some point she was getting depressed, like it wasn't taking off. A lot of people end up having to lose themselves, or they start taking off their clothes. You start seeing less and less clothes. They start ending up, or let me say, they end up doing things that are not really them. And I think us as the audience, we can see how. No, and I think it's what people will do to try and get traction or to try and get some sort of clout. What would you like to say as somebody who's done really well in this digital space to those type of people who are starting out and they're getting frustrated that their followers are not taking off? They're trying to build this community. They've been sharing, putting out videos, and it's just not taking off. What would you like to say to those younger sisters and brothers? Hello?
I would say consistency.
Yep. Consistency.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry.
I would say consistency is so important. Consistency and authenticity. If you have to lose yourself to gain something, then question it. It means, is it even worth it in the long term? Consistency, being your true self, somebody out there will connect with that. Even if there's one person.
And even if it takes time, right? You must just...
It's just as simple as that. If you have to lose your values and your principles for the bigger goal, question it. Question where your priorities lie. Question whether it's even necessary. I think that's just the long and the short of it. Just keep questioning. And people undermine discernment. People undermine the value of being principled, the value of holding certain amount of values and sticking to them. Even within the media space, there's so many ways in which you will be compromised. But when you're sitting in a position and you're speaking to somebody, or somebody gives you an idea of something and it doesn't sit well, there's that thing inside. If it doesn't sit well, question whether your values and your principles align. It's, all of what we do, everything that we do in life, you might think you're doing it because you're trying to secure the bag. You might think that you're doing things because it's really, I just want to I want to make it big. I want to be in my big house. I want to have a nice big bad car. It really is not about you. For me, all these platforms that I have, all of these things that I have, there's only so much wealth one can amass, and there's only so much wealth can fulfill you. But it really is not about me. It's about why am I on this earth? Because, at some point, if you make it about you, God will move out the way to fulfill his purpose. And if you can't get in line with the purpose that you have in life, you will be moved out the way for a purpose to be fulfilled.
I like what you're saying, and the values, being principled, very important. Now, a lot of people have been so into social.
Hi, I can't hear you.
Sorry, you can't hear me now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now?
Hello?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's take a break, guys. We want to come back in a moment while we're fixing our technical difficulties. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hello everybody and welcome to JustBomb.com. I'm Patrick Palmy, the founder and CEO of JustBomb. So I just want to quickly take you through JustBomb Studio, a space where we're actually reinventing social media to turn it into a live television. So let me quickly take you through that. Welcome to JustBomb Studio. I just want to quickly take you through what it takes to actually produce live television on social media. JustBomb Studio is a place where influencers can actually come and produce themselves in real time across all their social media handles. Let me now take you through a real live show that is actually airing on social media right now. We actually have 2 influencers in our studio that are producing themselves for a show that will air on social media. So we have a show host and a guest that are actually streaming right now live on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on TikTok, as well as on any other social media account that actually they own at this point in time. This gives the brand maximum amount of reach on social media to audiences that they wouldn't have reached before social media television. That's the latest innovation in the space of JustBomb Studio.
All right, welcome back. This is DJ Sbu, and welcome to DJ Sbu TV. This is our second episode, and tonight we're speaking to model, mom, wife, entrepreneur, or digipreneur. I don't know, whatever you want to call her. She does a lot of things, and she's done really, really well for herself. She's one of the people you should listen to, or she's one of the people you should follow, because a lot of us, and let me include myself in that equation, we are sort of trying to figure it out on how to maneuver in this brand new digital world, whether it's either coming up with a new digital strategy for your company to do well online, or to take your hustle to the next level online, to try and learn and be internet savvy. This is the most critical time right now. And I would like to encourage you guys to go follow her on her social media platforms. They are on the screens. That is at Olwethu Lesh. It's Olwethu with a 2 and then Lesh. You'll see it over there on the screen. And some of you guys, you selling products, you selling a brand, or you'd like to be a part of our marketplace. Marketplace is our community of entrepreneurs, of hustlers who are either selling their products, wanting to buy or procure some services. Go check out our WhatsApp community. The marketplace is on our WhatsApp line. The WhatsApp line, you can also send us videos, you can send us questions for Olwethu, and the WhatsApp line is 068 052 3435. That's 068 and then 052 3435. Coming back with Mrs. Olwethu Leshabane, we're talking about some of the things that, the journey she's had to walk to build herself to be where she is today. Now, there isn't just getting to where you want to get to without having to overcome some challenges or go through some ups and downs in your journey, as we all do, because we are all human beings. And right now we're all going through the most. The whole world has been on lockdown. She's doing pretty well for herself. She's somebody that we would like to listen to and hear some of the things that she's doing to keep bettering her hustle. But it doesn't come with its own challenges. Some people end up not doing well online, or seeing other people seem as if they're doing well. They either start getting discouraged. Some people end up going down the rabbit hole of getting depressed. Now, I would like to speak to you about prenatal and postnatal depression. I'd like for us to share, because a lot of people are going through a lot of that. They're either losing their jobs, or they've lost their jobs, or some of them have had their companies shut down, or a lot of people are going through the most. And I think it'll take some of us with a lot of eyeballs to sort of open up and share certain stories for the audience to sort of connect. I mean, I posted something last week when Olwethu. I was not aware. I woke up in the morning, I went on my Facebook Live, listening to the word of Jesus Christ, Kankulunkulu, for about an hour. Little was I aware that later on when I checked out my comments, somebody said, Sbu, I woke up this morning, I left my wife in bed and my kids sleeping. I got into my car in the garage and I took my gun and I was going to commit suicide. And for some reason, before I did that, I saw you go live on Facebook. And then I said, this is just my last live anyway. This is just the last thing I would like to watch anyway. Let me check you out. And then he says, with whatever happened there, you literally saved my life. Because whatever the minister was saying, sort of something clicked in my head. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? My kids are in the house. My wife is in the house. This is such a stupid thing to do. And the guy said, Sbu, you changed my life, or you saved my life. So people are going through the most and we don't know. We've got a lot of people that are watching us. Now you, on the other hand, have had your own experiences. You are a mother. I would like for us to talk about prenatal and postnatal depression.
Yeah, I mean, so after the birth of my second child, I think because so many things went wrong during the planning of having I wanted to have him naturally, I couldn't have him naturally, ended up having a second C-section, then the recovery wasn't as great, I didn't feel great, I didn't feel beautiful. So, I mean, that for me was, it was all of it came together and resulted in me having postpartum depression. And, you know, when you're going through a really, really deep depression, you don't, you know, more often than not, you don't feel yourself sink. You don't feel the, it's really, it's as if something in you is just not clicking, right? So you feel down, you feel like something's wrong, but you really can't place your finger on what it is. So what ends up happening is that I started drinking in the day. I started having daytime drinking with my friends. I started, you know, it was, and for me, it was like, things were just not clicking. It was just me trying to find an outlet and a way for me to just relieve myself from whatever I didn't want to feel. So it was daytime drinking, boozy lunches to boozy dinners to just having like a drink when I felt like it. And the focus started going away from the kids and home, and now became like just me trying to immerse myself in things and work, in drinking, work, boozy lunches, then back to work. And it was at a moment where my husband, you know, came back home from work, looked in the cupboard and saw that there was no food in the cupboard, and the baby formula was almost done, and my eldest child was being neglected because, you know, mom's not engaging with the eldest one. The young one was now with auntie the whole day, and I was working most of the time. And if I'm not working, I'm out with my girls having a drink. So he was like, no, man, I miss my girlfriend. I miss the woman that I fell in love with.
Yes.
Yeah, my girlfriend, where is she? What's going on? And something in me clicked that something might be wrong. So, because also depression is not something that we talk about in Black community, that we don't know how it presents itself, because it presents itself in a lot of different ways. So I was also just like, I don't feel great. I don't feel myself either. So I went to a GP. GP referred us to a few doctors. And I was then diagnosed with postpartum depression. I was also diagnosed with hormonal imbalance. And everything was just wrong with me. So I went through a big healing process in that, because a lot of things that are underlying in us, a lot of traumas, a lot of unresolved traumas, and just things that we need to work through. And in Black community, we know how traumatized we are, but we don't want to deal with it. We are a very traumatized people, especially in our age group, because our parents were playing catch up majorly. And now we are inherently trying to also play catch up. And there's also the pressure of doing it right the first time that we need to get over. And there's also this trauma that we carry of, we watch the people that are doing well and are doing their thing and think that we need to get to their level quickly, and we don't realize that we need to work through a lot of things ourselves. As one works through our own traumas and heal, and then be able to engage our children in this healing process, in this playing of catch up. It also means we need to heal and play catch up with our children and be able to engage them in a healthy manner as well. So I think we don't want to appreciate mental illness enough in Black community to take it seriously. We need to be able to talk openly and honestly in our spaces about mental health. And number two, also, in us healing and taking mental health seriously, we need to be able to spend time with our children and talk to them in a healthy manner, heal our relationships with our children. We need to conscious parent as well as a Black people. And conscious parenting for us also means dads need to heal. The fathers in our communities need to heal from their own traumas. The mothers in our communities need to heal from their own traumas in order to parent in a way that we need for our generation. And it's a lot of pressure, and I won't lie. There's a part of me that I'm like, Black men need to do their work, but there's also a part of me that says we need to also encourage our Black men to go to therapy, heal, put in the work, do your reading, because we do need Black men that are there for our children. We need representation of Black men in our communities, good Black men in our communities, to be able to raise the kind of generation that we need, be able to raise the kind of children that we need for the future.
Now, we're about to go to the ad break. Before we get into the ad break, with what you've just said, somebody who's going through depression right now, just grabbing their phone, Sbu is on live, and they're checking out this episode, they're watching us. What would you like to say to somebody who's really going through the most? A lot of people are. Obviously, finances have got a lot to play with, especially, have got a lot to do with it, especially in our community. We're just from lockdown. We're going through the most. A lot of people are probably going through depression as we speak. What would you like to say to encourage some soul out there?
So for me, I'm just like, you see it. If you can say, I'm going through it all, I think I might be depressed. That's a portion of the work done. The second portion of the work is to pick up the phone.
Before you continue to the second portion, what are some of the symptoms? How am I going to know if I'm going through depression?
If you're drinking a lot, number one, I think we have a big drinking problem in this country.
Yeah.
If you are drinking a lot, and a lot means you're having more than 2 glasses of wine. People might categorize it differently, but I would say if I identify that somebody's having more than 2 glasses of wine every single day, and not just that, but you can't control your alcohol intake. It's more every single day of your life. And you need the alcohol to cope, and it's a coping mechanism, it's a survival mechanism. And it's not now it's just a sundowner and I'm just relaxing. If it's a coping mechanism, and you need to recognize that. Some people might even say, I'm really just drinking for fun. But if you need to first recognize that it's a coping mechanism. And then another thing, that was mine, for example.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was drinking to cope. I was drinking to really not feel. I was drinking so that I don't have to deal with my sadness. I don't have to deal with my depression. I was having my boozy lunches and talking smack with my girls because it was a way for me to escape the fact that I have 2 under 2 at home and I really don't know how to do this thing. My mom was around the corner, but I also didn't want to be able to burden her because I chose to have 2 children so close together in Gap. I chose to be a homemaker, but I didn't quite plan that it would be so much work. It was my choices. But I needed to learn to ask for help, which is now brings me to step number 2, ask for help. And it was so simple. So when I realized I had a problem, it was so simple when the therapist said, "Are you asking for help?" And I was like, no, I'm not exactly asking for help. Ask for help. And people will be so ready to assist you. My sister was ready to step in. My mom was ready to step in. My mother-in-law was ready to step in. My sister-in-law was ready to step in. My mother-in-law came through to the house and stayed with us for 2 weeks to help me out. She would make me porridge in the morning and serve me porridge in bed. So it was things like that. Like my mom was there to take the kids on weekends and, immerse herself in the grandparenting experience, which I was number 1 denying them because I thought I was Superwoman wanting to do everything. And number 3, Black people need to get rid of Superman and Superwoman syndrome. And unfortunately, this is obviously something that we've inherited or have been burdened with, because we must realize that through slavery, through apartheid, we were put into the Superwoman and Superman syndrome, because Black people, we just couldn't suffer. We needed to get on with it. So we need to flip the script and say, being Superwoman and being Superman means being vulnerable and asking for help. Call SADAG, call the helplines, get therapy. Go to your local clinic and say, I'm struggling with A, B, C, D. I need help. Demand that help. We need to really, really, really encourage our Black brothers and sisters to seek help and to pick up the phone and call for help. We really are still burdened with the legacy of apartheid of you get up and you get on with it. You get up and you go to work, as depressed as we are. That's why we find ourselves in situations where our mothers, our fathers, and more our mothers, they are so depressed, so depressed.
And quickly, before we go to that break, just the last question before we go to that break. After you get out of it and you've seen that you've got a problem, you've received some help, and to get yourself back in terms of recovering, what are some of the things that you'd suggest they would do? Like, do you take up some sport, or do you do running? Do you jog? Do you go to the gym? Do you focus on your passion, cooking? Maybe if you love what are some of the things you'd advise that they should do after they come out of it, or when they're coming out of it, going through that process?
So what's so beautiful about the therapy journey, right, Sbu, is in my journey of therapy, you learn tools of things that make you happy. Yeah. So they teach you to find, for example, what are pockets of joy? What are the pockets of joy that you enjoy? So for me, it's spending time with my children. Yeah. For example, tonight we were having Friday night movie night in our home. I love those things. Yeah. I love my work. I love cuddling in bed and watching TV with my husband. I love a beautiful glass of Chenin Blanc, nice and ice cold. I love journaling. I love nice long Epsom salt baths. So those things, you then take them and you prioritize those things in your weekly schedule. So you take an hour a day. How are you going to prioritize these things that you love and slot them into 1 hour of your day every day? And make sure that you savor those moments and enjoy them and are unapologetic about how much joy they bring you, unapologetic of that time that you own and only you own. So these tools are tools that therapy teaches you, that I've managed to adapt, but own portions of your day. And also a legacy of apartheid and the way that our mothers and fathers struggled, and the legacy of slavery was that Black people couldn't own their time. Your slave master was owned your time. So we haven't learned how to be selfish with our time. Our mothers didn't learn how to be selfish because they came back from working at my kitchen. They come home and they have to work in the kitchen again. They have to do the 3 C's when they come home: cook, clean, care for the kids. And then they wake up again in the morning. It's another cycle. Never did they take a break. We've watched them do that, and we're burdened by, when we say be unselfish about owning an hour of your day, it's like, what a luxury. No, you need to, for your mental health and your sanity.
Yeah. All right, now we're coming back to the last section. We're hanging out with Mrs. Olwethu Leshabane. When we come back, we're talking about her future, what she's busy with right now. And as she is a digitalpreneur, somebody who's been doing really well online, and now that online is really taking off, what are her dreams and what are her plans for the rest of the year and also for the future. You can get into our WhatsApp line 068 052 3435. That's 068 052 3435. Welcome to DJ Sbu TV.
Your voice has got power, but it's in how you use your voice that determines how far you can go, particularly as a speaker.
What you have lived through, what you have experienced is valid and it is equally important.
I really believe that you were born to speak. I really believe that you've got everything that you need and we can assist you to even fine-tune it.
When you share your gift, somebody smiles. And that's how we change the world. So, your voice is not only powerful, your voice is your power.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DJ Sbu TV. It's a Friday night and we're going to be doing this every Friday evening. Now, the first episode last week happened at 7 p.m. I finished radio at 6, right? And I thought I can make 7 o'clock. But I don't think so. I think from next week, we're going to start going out at 8 p.m. so that I give enough time for me to finish radio, do some wardrobe changing, freshen up, and then go live fresh for you guys at 8 o'clock. So from next week, you can catch us at 8 p.m. It is DJ Sbu TV with simulcasting on all of my platforms. We're live on DJ Sbu TV on YouTube, which you should go and subscribe to. And a quick one, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, on all of my platforms. But a quick one, guys. A lot of people can't publicly speak, or a lot of people can't express themselves. That's the reason why one of our companies, Leadership 2020, some of you guys will know Leadership 2020. We do a lot of empowerment work. We would like to help you become a better speaker, the art of public speaking. We are running that course tomorrow. www.leadership2020.co.za. Go to our website, register for the speaking course, very affordable. We would like for you to learn to become a better speaker. Whether you're going to be looking for a job, sitting in front of that panel, selling yourself, or you're going to be becoming a politician, speaking in front of thousands of people, or you're going to be a corporate person speaking to your exco team or your shareholders, you need to know how to express yourself. So we are teaching you the art of public speaking. The course is called I Was Born to Speak. Go register right now on www.leadership2020.co.za. Coming back with Mrs. Olwethu Leshabane, we are excited that she is actually busy with the mother of all baby showers. I'd like to know where she will be spoiling 33 expectant moms across South Africa. 33 moms. How are you going to be doing that? Tell us about it.
So it's 30 moms essentially, but the other 3 are from my doula practice. So I'm a doula. So the other 3 are from my doula practice, so they've been added on. So it's now 33 moms. But 30 because I'm turning 30 on the 5th of July. And
oh, wow.
I thought, my birthday being in lockdown and social distancing, what am I going to do? Oh, so depressed. I'm like, no, man, wait. I love motherhood. I love baby showers. I love spoiling expectant moms. And I can't go to hospital and doula moms, anymore because of social distancing. So that's been quite depressing. So I was like, let's do an online baby shower and spoil some moms. Some brands it was such a blessing, Sbu. Brands just came to me and were like, what do you want? And it's just been beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then there's a big grand prize of about 50,000 rand. That is not 50,000 rand, but to the value of 50,000 rand that will be giving away on the baby shower day. But it's going to be a beautiful affair. I can't wait to connect with these moms. I can't wait to, guys. The purity of a pregnant woman. The story of Tsohopatso broke my heart so much. The purity of a pregnant woman, the divine anointing of being pregnant, the divine anointing of carrying life and just being pregnant. It's just a beauty and an aura about it that one can, you can't escape it. You can't not look twice at how beautiful a pregnant woman is. and to just be graced by beautiful 33 women that are pregnant on my birthday, spoiling them, connecting with them. I'm so excited about it. And I'm excited to be turning 30.
Congratulations. I'm very excited for you. You've done very well for a 29-year-old in your life. May God bless you. I'm so proud of you. And I know we are reaching towards the end of our show. The hour just goes by so quick. I want to know about your future. I've got no doubt it's a very, very bright future. But I mean, what are some of your plans? What are some of the things that you're up to or things that you'd still like to do?
I'd like to grow my digital business. I've got, so I'm running a media business where we're growing and developing and being able to invest in some media properties. So look out for that. My husband has decided to jump on and be my chief operating officer for my business, which
lovely.
He's been moonlighting for the longest time for my business. I've been coming home, getting into bed and being like, and opening my laptop like, baby, can you please help me with this? Can you help me with the strategy? He's a CA. So he's very brainy. So he's always been giving me some advice. But during this lockdown, he was like, wait a minute. Is this what you're busy with? Because he's always here in my office. And I was like, wait, there's something here. You're onto something if we just work it out properly. So he's been very hands-on now in being able to help me out with that side of the business. But there's a big project that I'm working on also for August, Women's Month. I want to see tangible change for women more than anything. I think I'm done being booked to be a speaker on August Women's Month and being booked and busy on August Women's Month. It's time for women to see tangible change in our country when it comes to their work life, their relationships, and how they move up the ladder, the business, how their businesses grow in this country. There's a lot more that needs to be done for women. And there's a project I'm working on for Women's Month that I'm very excited about launching. We'll be launching that around July time. So look out for that.
So I've just turned 41, right? About 2 weeks ago on the 28th of May. And trust me, just now it's going to be you. So in 10 years time, you're going to be 40 years old. This next video, we will send it to you. I'll be 51. I would have just turned 51. We're going to send it to you in exactly 10 years time. I'd like for you to look at your camera and speak to your 40-year-old self. And we will send you this video in exactly 10 years. 10 years goes by so quick like this. What would you like to say to a 40-year-old you? Look at the camera and speak to yourself. We'll send you this video. What would you like to say to that 40-year-old Olwethu?
That's a tricky question. What do I want to say to the 40-year-old me?
Speak to yourself. Don't even speak to me. Just look at the camera and just speak to yourself.
Well, I think I want to say to the 40-year-old me, you have worked hard. You've held yourself accountable. I hope you pulled through for yourself and you believed in every single dream you had. And you never let age minimize the amount of dreaming that you should do. At the end of the day, you are accountable for the output that you give. Don't stop grinding. You're going to grind until you're 50. And may your children glow in the glory of the path that you've laid ahead.
Now the kids, how old are the kids now?
8, 6, and 2.
They'll be 18, 16, and 12 at the time. What would you like to say to them? Speak to them.
Yo, guys, mom's worked hard. So she's worked hard. So your university, you better go to university. You better get those dreams laid out for you. But no pressure also. No pressure to be what mom and dad want you to be. Do you? Mikhaili will probably be stepping into university, first university around this time. Morgan will probably be finishing 10th grade. Malik will be stepping into high school. Just do you. Be your authentic selves. You've got this. You've always been kids that did their own thing, that marched their own beat. 3 individuals, raised the same, but magnificent, glorious individual humans. Keep doing you.
Wow, that is so awesome and so sweet. You know, I've interviewed so many people in my career, and you're one of the most One of the most enjoyable interviews I always have. I'm interviewing you for the third time. And each time when I interview you, there's always growth in your life. And I love people like that, people that are so progressive. May God continue to bless you, my sister. You're such an inspiration. And I am so proud of you. I always appreciate your time and I always enjoy our interviews. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for always giving me a platform on your platforms.
Definitely, and I can't wait to see that digital business of yours become humongous. When we do send you that video in 10 years' time, you'll be a multi-millionaire, you'd have done so much, you'll be a big mogul. I have no doubt about that, and may God bless you. Where do we find you? Social media platforms, you have a website?
Firstly, I want to say, I don't only want to be a multi-millionaire. I probably want to be a billionaire.
Yes, yes. Welcome to the club. Yeah.
Female millionaires and billionaires along with me. I envision this, like, you know how like the P Diddy's of this world and the Jay-Z's have this like group of like conglomerates and of like black billionaires. I want to create and have fellow female millionaires and billionaires where we come together. We're like, yo, we did that. So ladies, honestly, the opportunities, they're there. We just need to, and it still breaks my heart that we need to kick these doors with our stilettos on, but we will. We're gonna kick them down, and we'll be able to tap into the resources that the gatekeepers think that they're keeping us out of. Where you can find me, my blog, www.artofsuperwoman.com.
Say that again, slowly.
www.artofsuperwoman.com. That's my blog. And then podcast is The Sit Down with Olwethu Leshabane. It's available on all podcasting platforms. And all social media is at Olwethu, the number 2, Lesh.
At Olwethu Lesh, Lesh. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing your growth and your journey. I'll pass my regards to the kids and the husband at home. I will link up with you soon in the next few months. Or let me say, we'll probably catch up again. Let's say, let me give you about a year. I know in a year you would have achieved a lot. So we'll speak again early next year. Thank you
so much. Thank you, Sbu.
And if there's anything you want to promote, you know where Massive Metro is. Always let me know. Don't listen to me say next year, but whenever you've got anything that you think you'd like to come and promote, Massive Metro is home. I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Guys, some people are doing great things with their lives out there, and I'd like to say, sisters, young girls, I do know it's been a difficult time over the past couple of weeks with the lockdown. The mindset says, "Gyapeda." But big homie OG Sbu says to you, wire your mind differently and think of it as a great opportunity for you to emerge. Because right now the world is looking for digital entrepreneurs, and there is nobody that understands internet just like you guys do. You understand internet better than all these other companies that are out there. You understand internet better than I do, better than a lot of people do, which means it is your chance to emerge. People that have been owning businesses all along, trust me, they've been losing millions. Some people's small businesses got shut down. We've been going through the most, us as business owners. So it is now your time to emerge. You didn't lose any millions. You didn't fire anybody. You didn't go through the most as a business person. Yes, you went through your own challenges or are still going through your challenges with your family or with paying your bills. That doesn't compare to people that are losing millions with their businesses, which means it's a great opportunity for you to emerge. So wire that mindset and look at it as a new time for you to emerge, and press that reset button, and let's all meet at the top at the Billionaires Club and speak. In the meantime, you all do me a favor. Go subscribe to DJ Sbu TV on YouTube. That is DJ Sbu TV on YouTube. While you edit, also subscribe to my podcast that is called The Hustler's Corner. I love you very much. Big homie Sbu signing out. Have a great evening.